Hey, I'm your host, Jen Wheeler, and this is the Healthy Her podcast. I'm a teacher, author, and foodie who went from being addicted to sugar, skipping meals, and struggling to get in control of my eating, to someone who is 10 kilos down, eats all the yummy foods without restriction, and is finally in control of my hunger. I'm obsessed with helping other health-conscious women ditch the confusion and overwhelm so they can cultivate healthy eating habits and truly thrive. The Healthy Her podcast was created to give you real talk about healthy eating, as well as easy, actionable tips that fit seamlessly into your busy lifestyle. I'm not just your host. Think of me as your healthy eating hype gal, your personal cheerleader as we chat all things healthy eating, weight loss, and mindset mastery, so you can become the healthiest, happiest version of you. So if you're ready to ditch the guilt, reclaim your confidence, and unlock the very best version of you, then you're in the right place. So let's get started. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Healthy Her podcast. I hope that you've had an amazing day so far and that you are either on your walk or perhaps relaxing somewhere and ready to share in today's podcast episode with me. Today, we're going to be talking all about the massive elephant that's in the room, and that is perimenopause. So we're going to be talking about perimenopause and weight loss. I'm going to tell you exactly why your body isn't broken and some key shifts that will work. And this is something that I talk about often, and I really, truly feel for women. This is one of my drivers for creating this podcast in the first place, is that I generally feel for women. I open up my social media apps and there is comment after post, my body has just gone to crap in my 40s. What is happening to me? I've got all this belly fat and I just can't get rid of it. I'm so broken. Perimenopause is just ruining my metabolism. What is wrong with me? It's just on the daily, these same comments from overwhelmed, stressed out women in regards to perimenopause and just wondering what the heck is happening to their bodies. And as you know, knowledge is power. So the more that you understand, and it was the same with when we've gone through talking about habits and weight loss and exercise and all of those things, it is the same in relation to our hormones and in relation to perimenopause. The more knowledge you have, the more empowered you will feel to make better choices for yourself. So we are going to break it all down in today's podcast episode. Now, I want to tell you why I know that you are not broken and why I want you to know that your metabolism isn't broken. Okay? I have worked with many members inside the Healthy Eating Hype Gal membership in perimenopause and in menopause, and their metabolisms are not broken. We have just had a member who has just posted and shared in our Facebook community that she has lost 17.3 kilos in perimenopause. And she's a busy working mom with a demanding career, and she also has some autoimmune issues as well. Her metabolism wasn't broken, okay? She's not broken. It wasn't that she needed to be fixed. And I really want to break all of those things down in today's podcast episode. So I wanted to share that with you just so you know, because I know you feel like nothing's working, your body's falling apart, you can't eat what you used to eat, you're eating things and you're gaining weight and you just can't figure out what is going on. So first off, your metabolism is not broken. And like I said, I've got these members in the membership that are proof that shows that their metabolism is not broken. Weight loss is not impossible for you just because you are in perimenopause or just because you've hit a certain age. Okay? It's I can't lose weight now because I'm in my 40s or my 50s or my 60s. I've had a member that came into the membership and she was in her 60s, tried all the diets. She dropped a kilo in her first week because I showed her how this all works. Weight loss is not impossible. Your metabolism isn't broken. Okay, you just need to understand what is happening in your body and how you can start to work with it instead of against it. And look, here's the truth. There is so much misinformation about weight loss, about perimenopause. And I think the biggest myth that's currently out there at the moment is that you need to be doing something special or unique because you've hit your 40s or your 50s and you're in perimenopause. It's sort of like this voodoo thing that we should suddenly be doing this weird and wonderful diet and training program and all of these unique, weird things in our 40s and 50s and when we're in perimenopause in order to get results. And that couldn't be further from the truth, okay? And like I said, worked with so many women in the membership. Their metabolisms aren't broken. They're getting results. They're losing weight. They're looking good. They're feeling good. But you need to understand what is happening in your body. So something that I've realized is that as women and as young girls, we are all prepared for the stage in our teens where we start the menstrual cycle. We all get the talk and we're all prepared and we all get shown how to use things. And there is a lot of talk and a lot of guidance and a lot of support as young girls in our teens when we start to get our periods. But what I have found from talking to so many women is that on the other side of that, when you hit your 40s and 50s, there's no one really talking about perimenopause and menopause. I definitely think that's starting to shift. I definitely am noticing a small shift in the media that celebrities in particular and well-known women in the media are starting to have these conversations about their perimenopause and their menopause journeys. And they all say the same thing. They all say, I feel like everyone told me about the teens and when it all started, but no one ever talked to me about this side of it and what was going to happen and the changes that I was going to experience and things that were going to happen to my body. So it's definitely something we're not fully there yet, but it's definitely something that's starting to change and starting to shift. And I can give my own experience as a young girl. I thought that menopause was something that was for really old women. Like menopause was for old women. And it was that you just whinge about being hot all the time and you have these hot flushes. That was my knowledge as a young girl of what menopause was like for women. It was for really old age and it was also for just hot flushes and feeling really hot and needing to turn the air conditioning on all the time. Like that was my understanding of what it was. And it is so much more than that. So what is perimenopause? Perimenopause is when your hormones start to decline when you start to age. And it is because you get to a certain age, you're in your 40s and you're 50 and your body starts to go, okay, well, she's done with having babies. She's done with having kids. So we don't need all of these hormones and everything pumping around our body anymore. So over time, they actually start to decline, okay? Women have two main hormones in our bodies. We have estrogen and we have progesterone, and they have significant functions inside our bodies and also inside our brains, okay? Now, these hormones fluctuate over, now listen to this, 10 years. So you can literally be in your late 30s, early 40s and start to experience perimenopause symptoms, okay? It can be up to 10 years of perimenopausal symptoms before you actually hit menopause. Menopause is defined as the 12 months where you don't have a period. That's it. And most women don't actually talk about that part as the worst part. Most women will talk about the perimenopause, so that 8 to 10 years prior to actually hitting menopause, that is the worst for them in regards to their hormones, their weight, their bodies, all of those kind of things, because all of these changes happen to them. Now, I really want to stress this. Your metabolism isn't broken. Your metabolism hasn't changed, okay? Those hormones are fluctuating up and down, and that's why some days you might feel all right and other days you feel like absolute rubbish, okay? The progesterone in particular is the calming hormone for women. So if you are finding yourself very anxious, agitated, angry, like snapping at people, snapping at your family members, like something that your kids would normally, you just go, oh, well, you've left a dish there, no big deal. And then suddenly you just want to rip their head off. That's that change in hormone. That is that drop in progesterone. That is that calming hormone. And that's why you hear all the time that women that hit perimenopause and menopause are like, I don't give a shit anymore, because that hormone, that your caring hormone, your mothering hormone, is dropping at a rapid rate. And that's why when you hit that age, you just start to not give two shits about other people, and you start to not care so much about what other people think of you. So all of these hormones, and I have actually read about too that they talk about perimenopause is almost like a rewiring of your brain, because your body and your brain as a woman up until this point has functioned with those hormones pumping through your body. So your brain and your body has to completely rewire itself and start to function without those hormones as they slowly start to decline over the years. So it's a huge thing that our bodies go through, a huge transformation. And like I said, that's where the overwhelm and the confusion comes from, because it's just not something that we're talking about enough so that we understand what's happening to our bodies. But that's why I want to really assure you, you can still lose weight. Your metabolism isn't broken. You're not broken. It's not that you're doomed now to have a body that you don't love or that you're not comfortable in. Absolutely not. And that's what I want to unpack for you in today's podcast episode. So one thing that changes too when we hit that perimenopause is our bodies start to change the way that we burn fat. Okay. And it doesn't mean that your metabolism is broken. It's just that other things have happened that change the way we, break down body fat and the rate at which we lose body fat. Now, here is the key thing. Your metabolism is not broken. You have lost muscle mass, okay? That is why you can't eat the same things that you used to eat when you were 20, all right? When you were 20, you had more muscle mass, okay? You had more muscle. Muscle burns fat. So I want you to change the way that you sort of think. And so that's why weight training is so important, because when you weight train, you build muscle or you maintain the muscle that you have. And think of muscle as like a fat burning machine. That's literally what it is. So as you age and as you get older and as you hit perimenopause, you're losing muscle mass. And that is what is impacting your metabolism, okay? In my experience, I have found there are three main things that are impacting women around this age range and in perimenopause, okay? One, you're losing muscle mass, all right? It happens, okay? We get to a certain age and we all start to lose muscle mass. And a perfect example of this is, when you're scrolling through social media and you might see some 80-year-old who's in the gym, working out, seems really fit and strong and very flexible, can pick up stuff, move. They don't look like they're 80. And then you've got another 80-year-old who is very frail, has trouble getting down and picking things up and standing up, walks slowly, everything feels very stiff. They have two prime examples. One's got muscle mass, one doesn't. Muscle mass is the key to longevity. It is the key to you maintaining your body as you age, okay? That is why there is so much hype and there is so much push about women, especially women in perimenopause and menopause, doing weight training, okay? It's not just so you can look hot. It's because you're basically maintaining your body. You're maintaining your body so that it is still your metabolism is still going to fire. You're still going to be flexible. You're still going to be strong when you're 80 or 90. It's like an insurance system for your body. And I don't know about you, but if I've got those two types of 80-year-olds, I know which one I want to be. I want to be the 80-year-old grandma that can still work out at the gym or go for a walk with her grandkids and is still active and all of those kind of things. I don't want to be the 80-year-old woman that can't get myself off the couch, that needs a walking stick and that needs help. So I'm doing things in order to create longevity for my body. And that's where it all links into this perimenopause. So that's that first one. You're not broken. Your metabolism isn't broken. You're just losing muscle mass. Okay. So you want to keep the muscle mass that you have and also work on building a little more, because that will set you up for life. The second thing that I noticed in perimenopause, we sit more. Like if you think about now, if you're in your 40s and your 50s and you're in that perimenopause, I guarantee that you sit on a daily basis way more now than you used to when you were younger, okay? That's not that your metabolism's broken. That's that you're sitting more and you're moving less. And that's the problem, is we sort of jump to these extremes where like, I'm broken and I've got to fix this and I've got to do these weird things to fix everything. No, you don't. Break it down and look at it in its simplest form. You've lost muscle mass. You're moving a lot less. You are sitting a lot more. And the third one is you're eating limited amounts of protein. Protein works as a fat burner. That's what it does in our bodies, okay? It keeps us feeling full for longer also. So they're the three main things that I have noticed that women in perimenopause and menopause are doing. They're losing muscle mass, they're sitting more, moving less, and they're eating limited protein. So their diets are quite high in carbohydrates with less protein. But the really awesome thing is that they're actually really easy things to fix. And this is what the women in the membership that are in perimenopause are doing the same things as the women that are not in perimenopause. We're not doing anything special for them. We're not doing anything unique. They are doing the same things, and it all comes down to those simple, basic principles, okay? So if you are thinking, okay, I'm starting to understand this, Jen. I get perimenopause now. I understand what's happening to my body, but I want to change. So you're listening to this, you're thinking, okay, I want to change. I want to start shifting out of this mindset of I'm broken and I can't lose weight and I'm just done now. My body's a mess. I'm never going to fix it. How can we fast track your metabolism in perimenopause? So this is the exact framework and the building blocks that I use inside the membership. Okay. You can access this today. Okay. I teach this inside the membership. And I want to be clear, like I said, we're not doing anything special for these perimenopause symptoms, perimenopause women. They don't have some unique program. And that's something as well that you've got to be mindful of, is that because perimenopause at the moment is having its moment, okay? It's having its moment in the media. Like I said, celebrities are starting to talk about it. It's kind of like the buzzword, perimenopause and weight loss. And you need to be smart because there are companies and people that are targeting women in this demographic, okay? And advertising things as the perimenopause diet or the perimenopause success diet. And you know me, I will give you the complete truth. There is none. They're still doing the same things that other women are going to want to do to lose weight and to eat healthy. It is the same stuff. It is exactly the same stuff. So please don't be sold if someone's trying to sell you a menopausal diet or a perimenopause diet, because the principles are still the same. The basics are still the same. All right. So what are we going to do to get your body into this firing, burning machine, where you're actually starting to see some changes, get results, have, more energy, because that's a huge thing, feeling tired all the time. Again, that's related to you sitting more, lack of protein. There's a reason for all of it.
If you are curious about this membership, about Jen's meal plans, about all that she's talking about, you've got to join her membership. It is money well spent. I can't imagine how much longer I would have gone on searching for answers that Jen showed me were right inside of myself. Life-changing.
Okay, there is a reason for all of it. Also, too, I want to talk briefly about belly fat loss, because I know that when you're in perimenopause, often that is where women notice the changes around the belly. And again, that is connected to the way that your body processes insulin and your sugars. When you have muscle mass, when you eat protein, your body processes those insulin sugars in a better way. Okay, so again, everything is connected. Okay, you're not broken. Everything is connected, and there is a solution for all of it. So what are you going to do? All right, tip number 1, you need to lift weights. Muscle burns slightly more calories at rest. Okay, we're talking heavy weights. I'm not talking bodybuilder 300 kilos. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking heavy weights, where what that means is let's say you do this, and want to be super clear, you can do this at home, you can do this at the gym. However you choose to do this, you can do it at a class, whatever it is, okay? Heavy weights should be that, let's say you do 3 sets. So you do 10 squats and then you have a little rest, and you do 10 more squats and you have a little rest and you do 10 more squats, okay? So that is 3 sets of 10 sets of squats, okay? So you're doing 10 squats, 10 squats, 10 squats. That last set of 10 squats should feel hard for you. Okay, you should be pushing through and struggling to try and get those last 10 reps in. If you are not, you are probably not lifting weights that are heavy enough for you. All right, you don't need to go up 50 kilos, just add a tiny small increment onto the weight that you're actually doing already, all right? Because that's how you're going to build your muscle, and that's how you're going to maintain your muscle mass and also build muscle mass, all right? Again, you can have 2 women sitting on the couch, all right? You can have one that sits all day, desk job, doesn't move, like very inactive, doesn't lift weights. And then you've got the other woman that sits on the couch. Both these women are watching Netflix, by the way. They've both got a glass of wine in their hand. And we've got this other woman over here. She weight trains 2 to 3 or 3 to 4 times a week. She has muscle mass. She eats protein. I'm telling you, that woman that's sitting on the couch over here with her glass of wine is burning calories sitting there doing nothing. Okay, because that's what having muscle mass does. It's like a fire engine for your metabolism. So this woman over here that has no muscle mass, she's not burning any calories. And that's why they talk about the importance as well too of resistance training and weight training. So you can go to the gym, and I want to give you these examples so you're understanding this, okay? Because the more you understand, the less confused and overwhelmed you will feel. So you go and you do a workout, all right? You do a walk, Pilates class, you do a gym, like you go to the gym and you just do some cardio, okay? The second that you press stop on that machine, your calories burned stops, okay? You burn the calories while you're doing that cardio and it stops, okay? When you go to the gym and you do a weight training session, so whether that's you're doing squats and you're doing leg day or doing your shoulders and you're doing your upper body, when you leave the gym, you are still burning calories after you leave the gym from that weight training session, okay? I can't stress it enough. Like if you are not lifting weights, and I get it, I was the girl that was like, I'm not doing that. It's going to make me look bulky. I don't want to look like a man. Do I look like a man? You have seen me. You know what I look like. I don't look like a man. I have a feminine physique, and that is from lifting weights, okay? Because that weight gives you that muscle mass, and that's where my metabolism is still working for me, and it's still firing, and it's still doing all of the things at rest because I am continuing to lift weights. All right, number 2, eat adequate protein. Oh, I made this mistake big time. I was like, oh, we'll eat more protein. Okay. And so I'd get out my wrap and I'd make my chicken and salad sandwich, and I'd have like 2 slices of chicken, and I'd go, okay, I've got my protein, and I'd roll it up and I'd eat it. And then half an hour later, I'm in the cupboard in the pantry fishing around for lollies and chocolate because I was absolutely starving. 1 or 2 slices of chicken in your lunch is not enough protein. You need to be aiming for like 30 grams of protein at your main meals, at least 30 to 40 grams at your main meals. Okay. And that's the mistake that we make. We go, oh, I'll just have 2 eggs. 2 eggs is not enough protein at a main meal to keep you satisfied and full. All right. Eat adequate protein. All right. It will help you to maintain your muscle mass, and it will also help you build more muscle mass as you continue to do your strength training sessions at the gym. The protein will keep you fuller for longer. Okay, that's another thing in perimenopause. I'm like, I'm tired and I'm craving all the snacks. Yes, because your diet is low in protein and it's high in carbohydrates. Okay, protein will satisfy you for longer. And when you do that, you don't want to eat the chips and you don't want to eat the lollies. And we make this mistake as we think it's some magic solution. It's not. It's just that you need to start eating a more balanced diet. Protein at your 3 main meals will significantly change the food choices that you make. And what you will find is you'll just find it's easier to say no to stuff. So the old you in perimenopause, middle of the afternoon, would be fishing around for all the snacks. Whereas the new version of you in perimenopause, breakfast, lunch and dinner has 30 to 40 grams of protein. There's no picking in the mid-afternoon because you're not hungry. When you're not hungry, it's easier just to say, no, I don't want that. It's easier to not be fishing around in the fridge and the pantry for food. So eat adequate protein. All right, tip number 3, include more movement, not just workouts. Like I said, one of those 3 main issues that we struggle with in perimenopause is that we don't move enough. All right, and I'm not talking about getting more workouts in. I'm talking about moving. Okay, I'm talking about getting off your butt and moving. All right, it might be a lap of the kitchen. It might be a lap of the office when you go for your bathroom break. You just need to find more ways to increase your daily movement throughout your day and being more active. Okay, it could be gardening. It could be you're outside and pulling out the weeds out the front of your house. That is you being more active. That is you getting off the couch and actually moving more. It might be cleaning. That's another being a bit more active. Vacuuming, like, I know that they're not fun jobs, let's admit. At least they're things that are getting you up off the couch, off your chair at work, and getting you more active. Next one, and this is a huge one that women in perimenopause struggle with, because there is a lot of research around the link to belly weight gain and cortisol, which is your stress hormone, okay? Our bodies don't like stress. That's just the reality of it. And I've seen the absolute havoc that it can impact and that it can have on the female body and on the male body also, all right? Sleep and stress management is very important. You need to be sleeping. Sleep in perimenopause becomes so much more important because our sleep is often affected at nighttime. Always get asked what I suggest. I like to take a magnesium supplement at nighttime because it helps me with my sleep. Okay, now you can have that as like a tablet from the chemist, or you can take it as like a hot chocolate drink. A lot of supplement companies now make like a hot chocolate for nighttime that's got magnesium in it and other ingredients to help you sleep. You must prioritize your sleep and your stress management, okay, because that is going to impact your weight loss as well. You can't just be burning the candle at both ends and just smashing everything every single day and not getting enough sleep and not working out and not getting your steps in and not eating enough protein and expect your body to go, okay, great. She loves us. She's treating us well. Let's start burning some fat. All right. You need to look after your body and you need to manage your sleep and also manage your stress too. And the other one too that I want to mention just before I get into these last few is fiber. A lot of us eat a low fiber diet, okay? Fiber, again, like protein, fiber keeps you full. Fiber helps you with your gut, all right? If you have a good gut health, that is going to help you with your perimenopause weight loss, okay? So think fruits, vegetables, and I'm so guilty of this. Like some days I'm like, I don't actually think I've had a piece of fruit or eaten a vegetable today because I've just got so stressed and busy or whatever I'm doing and the meals that I grabbed and things like that. So I'm not immune. I'm not perfect, but it's really important to try and increase your fiber, increase your fruits and vegetables in your diet because that has a direct impact on your gut health. Your gut is like your second brain. All right. So if your gut is healthy and, you know, your digestion is good, then again, that's going to work with you with regards to your weight loss and your fat loss as well. All right. Next one. Number 5, know what you eat and where your calories are coming from. This is not about you being obsessive, okay? Knowing how much you eat and where your calories are coming from, where your food comes from is not obsessive. And just try and focus more on whole foods. So much of the food we eat is quick, fast, convenient, and there's not enough whole foods. Back to that fiber one. There's not enough fruit. There's not enough vegetables. And I hope that by listening to all these things that you're going, okay, Jen, these are pretty simple things that I can actually change and tweak in order to start getting some results in perimenopause. Absolutely. And like I said, this is exactly what this member that I mentioned who's lost 17.3 kilos. She started working out at the gym. We've prioritized her protein. I've helped her work out because when you join the membership within 7 days, I will show you my exclusive diet audit. I'll show you what you're eating, where your calories are coming from, how to create a calorie deficit. I'm teaching you the how to do it so that you can take ownership and so that you can take control. It's not obsessive. It's power. And we get that so wrong. It's like, well, I've got to track my food or I've got to do this. No, it's power. The more you know, the more smarter you are and the better choices that you can make for yourself. So don't ever be fearful of knowing what you eat and how much you eat and where your calories are coming from because knowledge is power. Okay, last 2. Number 6, build that consistency, not perfection. Okay? Again, your metabolism's not broken. You don't need to do anything crazy. If you're not sure where to start, try 2 to 3 weight sessions from home. Not comfortable joining a gym? Get some hand weights or like dumbbells or even like a kettlebell. Go to Kmart. They're really cheap. Find a YouTube weights workout and do that. Start somewhere. Don't then fall in this hole after listening to this episode of like, well, I'm not a gym girl and I can't do this, or I'm in my 50s, so it's past for me. I can't go to the gym. I can't lose weight. Like I can't lift weights. Who am I to do that? Heck yeah, you can. You absolutely can go to the gym at any age. We've got women 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, mid-60s, like off to the gym or doing their YouTube workouts at home or there is something that is going to work for you. So don't think that you have to do it perfectly. Just do those small, repeatable actions. You don't need extremes. You don't need a crazy perimenopause diet. You just need to do those small things every single day. And the very last one, because I know that I've given you a lot today, number 7, it's your mindset shift that matters. And to be honest with you, I don't think that advertising and social media helps in this area at all. Stop thinking that you're broken and start adapting. All right? Start to celebrate your wins and stop just focusing on the scale. All right? If you've never, ever done any kind of weights workout in your life, and after listening to this episode, you go and do 2 weight workouts at home in front of your TV on YouTube, or you join a gym, celebrate the heck out of that, because that is a huge milestone. All right. And remember, shift your mindset. Don't be like, oh, but my body's broken and I need to fix it. And think about all these things that you're going to start doing, and these small changes that you're going to make are going to set you up for life. Think back to those 2 80-year-old people, the one that's fit and active and healthy and still living a wonderful life, and the one that is very frail, bound to the couch, can't go out very much, struggles to get up and down. Remember which one you want to be, okay? You're not broken. You can totally flip this around, but you have to change your mindset. You have to start changing this thinking of, and like I said, the media doesn't help, because it's like, oh, perimenopause, oh, it's this and it's that. And yeah, like I'm gaining weight and I can't eat what I used to in my 20s and everything's broken and my body's falling apart. And I know that when you're in perimenopause, it feels like your body is falling apart, but I promise you it's not. It's just that you've stopped doing things when you were younger that you're not doing anymore, and that you just need to pick up those habits again. That's it. It's really simple if you let it be that simple, okay? So don't overcomplicate it. Start adapting and just start seeing your body as your friend instead of working against it. Ask yourself, well, am I moving? No. Am I eating fruits and vegetables? Not really. Am I doing any weight training? No. Do I eat much protein? Oh, not particularly. Like, they're really simple things that you can start to change. So don't overcomplicate it. Keep it simple and start treating your body with kindness as a friend, as someone that you want to have and feel strong and healthy into your 80s and 90s, and start looking after her the right way in perimenopause, menopause, and also beyond. If you want to access my proven methods, you can jump in, head to my website, theactivebot.com, and join the Healthy Eating Hype Gal membership, and we can work through this stuff together. I can hold your hand every step of the way, and we can get you to that end goal and that end place that you want to be. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode, and I'll talk to you all in our next one. Thank you so much for tuning in to another empowering episode of the Healthy Her podcast. If you enjoyed today's chat and found it helpful, hitting that follow or subscribe button would be amazing, because your support means the world to me. Come connect with me on Instagram @theactivebod for your daily dose of inspiration and for loads of new easy meal ideas. Take care and keep thriving. See you next week.